We are home from taking a break from black bear hunting. Body's a little beat up. Definitely feeling the miles. So we're gonna just kind of hang out in town today. We got some things to do. I already hit the gym. And then after that, hit the range, practice with the bow, shoot a couple arrows. We're gonna go get some dank Hawaiian food, and then we're gonna go do some scouting on some urban public land that's open to archery hunting for deer. So I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. This will be an interesting project. I don't think I've ever made a vlog before. I don't expect anybody to see it, but I'm gonna have fun. There we go. I gotta get used to taking video with a GoPro. It's not something I've really done before. But I'll see how that goes. Yeah, get my stuff on. Already pretty well warmed up for my shoulder workout I did today. I do like an upper lower split with like a push pull, and so that was today. So I did a lot of compound exercises. Nothing too crazy. I'm just trying to like rehab my body from a lot of the years of abuse and not really taking care of it too much. And the work's paid off. I made a lot of progress in the last 8 months, which is really cool. I kind of didn't think it was possible, but I think like most things in life, you can improve your situation and what you're doing and where you're at. And so I feel grateful for the progress I've made and excited to see where I'm going. In terms of like what my physical fitness is going to be like. Okay, I got my bow, my chest rig on. I usually am not doing any like filming projects while I shoot, so I gotta make sure I don't forget anything. I just need up my target, maybe my phone on the way out, and let's get to work. All right, I'm on the archery range. This is where we're shooting at, just a block, and I'm just gonna do like 25 yards today, I think. Just shoot a couple arrows. I'm curious to see. Sunlight's probably pretty bad. My bad, guys. How my stabilizing muscles feel after working out. I suspect that they're gonna be pretty messed up and fatigued, but we'll give it a try. I think the experiment will be fun. Usually I do the opposite. I'll shoot first and then I'll go to the gym. So I think this will be a good little test to see how I perform. So this should be about 23 yards. I always like to just check it. 24. Okay. Just out here chilling. Oh yeah, not bad. Feels pretty stable. Yeah, not too bad. I'm gonna go check it out. My other 3 arrows in my quiver have all got broadheads on them, so I don't really want to shoot those, my target, and chew it up. So we'll do that a couple more times and go get some food because I am starving. All right, yeah, I did not shoot too well. The first couple of arrows I shot, they were They were in the middle circle. Sure, I'll wait to see that in the sunlight. Yeah, there you go. So I shot in here. First couple arrows were okay. And then I definitely started to just shake a lot. Yeah, it was off target quite a bit. So, all right, I gotta start loading everything up here. I'm gonna take my bow. If possible, I might find some coyotes or something like that. I have wanted to get a coyote with a bow for a long time, so that would be quite a feat. Doubt it is gonna happen anytime soon, but you know, you're not gonna win if you don't get in the game. Let's set this here for now. Let's see, so I gotta load up the boat. Load up the boat, pull the crab traps out, grab my life jacket, and that should be it. Everything else is like my day pack and water, which I'll just bring a water filter, so I'm good there. So, I guess pitter patter. Check and make sure I have fuel. Oh man, this thing's like way. Oh man, we got some cracking going on. Oh, that's not good. Man, this tank might not be good anymore. Hopefully that tank will work. I think it will. But give it a shot. Alright, we are at my favorite Hawaiian restaurant in the entire world. I don't think I'm gonna really film while going in there. I don't know how they feel about that. But we will be grabbing some food, and then we're gonna hit the river and check out these public land areas. Alright, hey, no rush, man. But now we got fuel for myself. We're gonna go get fuel for the boat. Alright. We'll get this tank looked at. Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of water in here. Yeah, okay, cool, that's not gas. I was worried it might be leaking from that crack that we saw earlier, but I think that we're good. Alright, I just need to grab some 2-stroke oil, fill this guy up, and then we'll be out of here. Let's roll. All right, made it to the boat launch. Now I just got a bunch of gear to prep. Need to sort out my bag. Certainly my sleeping pad. Don't need that. Yeah, I got my water filter in there. Always gotta have a water filter. So these pieces of land that I'm going to, they're open to the public. Quite unique about them is that they're pretty small pieces of property surrounded by a lot of farmland. There's probably going to be a lot of deer activity in there. So that's what I'm going to check out. It's kind of our goal today, is to see, you know, what kind of deer habitat is in the area, and then see if I can locate, you know, any coyotes. Might do a little bit of calling just for fun. These guys are yelling at each other. I don't know what this is all about. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I think I got it. Thank you though. This ramp's right here, so I should make it just fine. Got it. You want me to leave it on one, right? Or? Yeah, then you can come back and turn it off. Okay. Alright, I got launched. I'm on the water, okay. That's kind of a little tricky. I've never done like a shoreside launch like that with this boat, so I just threw the anchor out and that worked just fine. Yeah, we're gonna cruise to the next, the first spot and scout it out. I'm pretty hopeful. There's farmland all around here, so as long as the people pressure in those areas is low, I think I'll have some luck. So this is the terrain right here. It's looking pretty steep. It's supposed to drop off towards the top. It looks like I can see some prints coming down right there. Yeah, lots of cover for sure. Good for deer habitat, I would think. Yeah, it'll be tricky. I'll have to find a place to be able to snake my way in, which might be tough. But we'll give it a shot. Yeah, cool spot. This would be a great spot for bass. All this structure right here, and then this moving current. This would be a good spot. But yeah, definitely some game trails I can see come down right there. I think this might be promising. We'll give it a try. I'm gonna shut the camera off for a while, do some detailed scouting, and report back in a bit. An update on the plot of land. Here, I'm trying to multitask here in some very shallow water. I don't want to trash my prop, so forgive me if I'm a little distracted. But first plot of land was way too steep. It was going to be really, really difficult to access, and it was way overgrown. So I don't think that was going to work out. We're on to the next spot, which looks a lot more promising. Oh, there's a bird of prey. Oh, is that an eagle? I don't know if you guys can see that, but oh, it's an osprey. Just splashed down on the water. It looks like it tried to grab a fish. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I got that on camera, but I'm gonna beach the boat here and start scouting around, see what I could find. Probably dip my head in the water. It's hot today. least hot in terms of Willamette Valley standards. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet fishing spot. I mean, this section right here I'm at is just loaded with fish. That's pretty cool. Fun to come back and do some bass fishing here. I don't know if I'd want to eat the fish out of this river. Pretty high in toxins, so I think that's gonna be a good candidate for a crab bait scramble. But yeah, let's take a walk here. There you see a little fish right in there. Cruise around. Oh man, the water's hot. Yeah, this section right here, it's a little cove, and water is exceptionally warm compared to the rest of the river. But yeah, I don't have a head mount, so it's gonna make self-filming any shots really difficult. But I'll give it my good old American try. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the fish right in there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. Found my first deer track. A little doe, looks like. Not sure. It's hard to tell how old that is since it's in the sand. But yeah, there's definitely deer here. A lot of people too, but yeah, makes sense. It's near the river. It's a nice beach area, you know, during the summertime, so I wouldn't expect much, but yeah, it's a good sign. Yeah. Oh, I just turned the camera on to show you guys this obstacle, but I just came across this. That is a dead-ass deer. There's his jawbone. Well, that's pretty nuts. Doesn't look all that old. Yeah, it doesn't look like it got carried downriver. So yeah, I think it was killed here. That's pretty trippy. Well, this is the obstacle I was looking at. Looks like we got a little game trail here, but yeah, I think that this is gonna be a pretty good little spot. No, I'm a little upriver. I got some people down there carrying my bow in what's typically like a beach area. I'm sure they're probably like, "Who is this guy?" But hey, that's okay. Everything I'm doing is legal. Double, triple check. Always. You never want to be on the wrong side of the law. I certainly don't. In terms of hunting, this is like not what I picture. You know, I imagine hunting like West Coast style, like big timber, big country, big mountains. Not like little plots of land like this, where you can get to in a short amount of time and find some animals. Pretty interesting. Yeah, like look at this stuff. What we got going on. I don't know what to do. I think it might be worthwhile bringing the boat up further, because this piece of land goes way, way upriver, and we're at this downriver section of it. So we could go up quite a bit further and check this out. I think that might be the move. Get away from this nice family over here and not think that make them freak out or anything like that. So I made it to the next property. It's looking much more promising, but there's it's hard to tell on camera, I'm sure, but this grass is about 6 feet high, but there's definitely animals moving through here. So I think I really just got to locate them, and I think we're going to be in business. But this is a pretty cool little spot. There's like, doesn't look like anybody's coming through here. So yeah, I think this is going to be pretty money. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep on bushwhacking. I brought my machete, and we're gonna make a path. Whew. So I got done bushwhacking. yeah, I think I found a nice little game trail. So I'm gonna head back to the boat, which is regrettably down this little cliff right here. It's about 12 feet down, and then come back out. So, yeah, I don't want to do this while filming. I think that's gonna be dangerous and hazardous to my health. So I'm gonna forego that and leave you up here. All right, got my salt block. Walk through this nice little game trail we got here. Yeah, it's really interesting. It seems like, I mean, it's so rare to go somewhere where there's like not anybody, like any sign of humans, and you know, it doesn't really look like anybody comes back here, which is really cool. Oh, it's kind of a nice little sanctuary. Be a cool place to come hang. There's no way to really access this place other than by boat, so you know, it makes sense to me that there isn't really a lot going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this thing, and you know, I think it's probably a good spot as any on the path here. All right, there you go, buddy. We'll be back. What's cool is there's a lot of farmland around here, and there's very few spaces with adequate cover. So I think that this is going to be pretty ideal. So I'm gonna jump back in the boat, cool off, and keep on cruising. Yeah, these things are awesome. I always use one of the sweet water filters for the longest time, and man, it was bulky, it was heavy. They always clogged up with stuff. This is a much better system. And what I like to do is squeeze it so the air is pushed out, and then screw it on. That way there's no... Alright, so I think I'm gonna get set up to do some predator calling. So I don't know if I'm gonna do another set. I made a whole lot of noise in here. You know, getting to and from that little game trail. So I think, you know, my ambitions of trying to get a predator with a bow today are probably pretty outlandish, but I got distracted swapping out my battery because my battery died as I was floating down the river. And not sure if you can see it, but there's a log right there. And I was kind of looking down and whoa, almost went over. I'm a little closer to the bank, and it looks like I can see some game trails right here going down right there, and then there's some over here too. So they're definitely here, definitely active. Just gotta find them. So yeah, stoked, man. So I found another game trail right here. It's a much gentler slope than the one I went to previously. I can't get around it because of this log. I'd have to climb out and then climb up that log right there and then get up there, and I don't really want to do that right now. I don't really like climbing over logs and stuff if I don't have to, so I think I'm going to mark this, and then when the water comes up a little bit, I'll be able to bring my boat over and you know, go all the way over there. But if I had to, I can definitely go over there. But for now, I'll take the path of least resistance, kind of hang out, check some other stuff out. And people say things look fishy. I think this looks very deery. Very deery indeed. We're gonna make one more stop, I think, for the day. We're on this nice little beach right here. I think I can get up here and go check that out, or maybe up around there. But yeah, all this area up here looks pretty open and flat, so I'm very interested to see what that looks like. But yeah, definitely a pretty baller spot. Yeah, this place sure is incredible. All right, I got the last mineral site set. I think it's in a pretty good spot. Seems to be a lot of activity there. I think give it a couple weeks and we'll definitely get some takers. See how consistently they use it. It seems like the predator population is pretty high here, so I'm sure they're probably getting hammered. That's probably why that dead deer was down yonder over there. But maybe we can help those guys out. So we're gonna come back and do some dedicated predator hunting here at a later date.